parent ASC Proprietary Limited. And then you've got Through Life Sustainment as well. So you've got A&I that owns all of the assets there. You've got Surface Shipbuilding Company, which BAE Systems is going to own for the through life construction phase of the frigates. It may go on longer, but I think, what's the terminology? The Commonwealth's got a golden share and can at any stage make a decision to take that back. And then you've got the Through Life Sustainment of the Submarine Corporation. What we've heard Rohan speak about here today is the engineering that goes on behind the new digital shipyard concept. A lot of people don't understand that, well, the Commonwealth's going to spend $35 billion building 9 frigates and another $50 billion building 12 submarines. If you take a drive down to the Osborne precinct, if you haven't been there for a long time, take a drive down to Outer Harbour Way, and you'll see a massive new surface shipbuilding yard being built. You're going to hear from Paul Evans a little later this afternoon talk about the completion of the construction of 3 air warfare destroyers, which has been done in the current surface shipbuilding yard. What's the difference between the current one and the new one? Well, the current one, we took blocks that were assembled somewhere else in a modular fashion, floated to Adelaide, and Paul's team knitted those blocks together and outfitted them to produce the 3 air warfare destroyers. The difference in what BAE Systems is going to do is they're going to build every block right here in Adelaide. Everything's going to be built in Adelaide. It's not going to come from somewhere else. It's still going to be modular, but it's going to all be built here. And if it's all going to be built here, that surface shipbuilding yard needs to be expanded massively. Companies like GHD and what he's just presented here, that's their specialty. It's not doing it the old way we've done with engineering drawings, pencil and paper. It's everything is online, and that's part of the digital shipyard. So let me ask this question. Have you been involved in the construction of shipyards before, or what defence facilities do you typically get involved in construction?
We do a lot within the port sector, so in supporting in relation to the Defence Department, as well as naval bases and air bases. Paul, am I missing any on that?
No,
you do a lot more, that's pretty much it. So yeah, so we sit within that space, quite heavily within the asset management space as well across that. So within a number of our guys having come out of that area within defence. And most of our defence people as well, so working within that area have come out of defence as well. So which is really handy because I don't understand all the defence language and the acronyms within it, because you specialise in developing acronyms. So they come along and they interpret for me.
Any questions?
Can you use the virtual reality to simulate emergencies? So like in the Sydney Metro, you simulate a fire. Can you use that to analyse the suitability of sprinkler systems and evac procedures? And that sort of
Yeah, we've brought in, so if you look at tunnel stuff, we've brought in computational flow dynamics models into it. So for tunnel systems as well as dams, the guys actually, we did equipment simulation for actually going through and turning it on for a thing called the gag machine, which is a jet engine designed to put out underground coal mine fires. Really bad habit of blowing up if you do it the wrong way. It's a polished machine, so. But one of the good things about training within virtual reality, yeah, the guys love blowing up shit. It's, like I said, they're machines. And they're actually good fun doing that. We can do that and tie it into what the accurate models are and actually run it. That's what we're doing with Queensland Police and Foreign Emergency Service at the moment. It's actually starting to get multi-agency responses into it. So it's not just one person getting training. So it's the whole team in relation to it, running it through. So whether it's a fire in an underground in a coal mine, or it's a fire on within a ship or a submarine, we don't really care what that is. But it's got to have the realism and how you respond to it or how you evacuate, all those things built into it. So those parts of it are accurate within that simulation. don't have to be in VR if you're not comfortable either.
With the drone, to capture a site like the one you've shown us, what sort of time does it take? Like, how many photos or videos is it doing?
That one's between, depends on the accuracy that you need. So for that one, we had about 3,000 photos. For that one, which developed the point cloud for the photogrammetry model. So that gave us down to sort of between 5 to 10 millimetre accuracy for what it is. We have done another one which had similar sort of size, but we had 6,000 photos, so which we get down further than that. To capture that, so that's half of that. So when you look at a drone pilot, $70, $80, so get qualified before we go out. We can't have enough drone pilots for the GHD, so we pre-qualify one, so we can deal better with remote areas. So we're talking with Alice Springs and the councils around that at the moment about how we actually train their Aboriginal communities, because some of those communities are absolutely wolf. So for us to send someone out to go and do that's going to cost a fortune. They're travelling for a day, day and a half, some of those. So it's not feasible to do it, and it's not productive for our side either. So we don't actually want to do it, because it's the only person that really gets the money out of that is the airlines.
Is the drone itself actually doing AI to determine where to take them, or is that the operator who's saying, all right, take it here?
There's two sides of it. It's a bit more manual the first time. We do a partial programming of the flight for the first one. So we've got a very basic model and programming that in. Once it's flown it, we store that within that project file. So every time they go out, so all the pilot's doing is just monitoring that the drone's not flying off to God knows where. And it'll fly the same path and take the same photos as what it did the first time. So that way you get that consistency. Because for the assets where we've done this over a couple of years now, so we can actually go back and look at what did the photo at this same location look like 12 months ago. So you can see changes in the structure there. Did we miss something last time, or is it something that's developed over 12 months? Which then ties into the benchmarking of the degradation of the asset as well. So once we start knowing that, we can pick out, and it doesn't matter whether it's a pump or anything else, getting a benchmark in relation to what the degradation curve is, so it improves our asset management outside. Because it's, I started off in asset management, everyone's talking about predictive and getting there. So realistically, we've got systems now that can do that far better than what you ever could before. And we are starting to get away from Excel, which is really good too.
Are you finding that the current graduates are coming out with the skills you need, or you're having to train in-house?
It's not training in-house as such. A lot of the ones coming through, yes. It's the integration of skill sets is what a lot of what I do. So 10% of my group is not geeks. Like myself, I've been in industry for 25 years, been with GHD for 15 across a number of different things. Realistically, my job, apart from developing and growing the group, so because I had 3 18 months ago, so I'm up to 22 at the moment. Out of that 400, my job is to interpret between how the engineers talk and what they need and what the industry needs, because I've worked across a number of sectors, and actually interpret that across to my guys who are great at doing virtual reality, taking those Revit models and maintaining the accuracy as they come through into the software, so that we are maintaining that integrity of the data and the accuracy of the models that we do. Getting more engineering. I've got a couple of people that started in engineering and shifted over. Those people are invaluable better because they give a different perspective and they help bring the other guys up. So, because when they went through, they all focused on the game industry and realised that, and what I realised, it's a fairly shit industry to work in. There's a few people that make it, but at the end of the day, they treat them like shit, they get paid shit. So, excuse the language, but so it's pushing them back to the engineering industries and BAE and other places. So because there's a greater future and there's a greater demand for us in that space, and our maturity of our industry is a lot better. So project management skills that we can teach them, pay systems, career paths, everything else is better for them.
So with the defence, so people who've left the Defence Force, are you finding that they've got skills that...
God, yeah, my TIC's ex-defence. So he came out of RAF, from an asset management point of view, as well as safety training point of view. So he's the one who normally takes on most of the, is project director for most of the defence work. But it provides a skill base that I don't have. I like getting people that, if they've got a trade background as well as a discipline as well. So having a mixed background works well for me, because it brings a common sense to it. Because the only way any of this is going to actually be here in 5 years' time and grow is it's got to be functional, it's got to create efficiencies, and it's got to be practical to the people that have to use it. Whether that is the CEO in relation to looking at all the safety trends of the workforce and understanding the risk profile for the safety manager through the training courses. So, because we can pick out what sort of risk profile all your employees are. So, as opposed to PowerPoint and assessment where you go, yeah, they pass or fail. So it's a different way of looking at how it's done.
Rohan, you've been talking about just now about benefits realisation, mapping and tracking of that.
Yep.
You know, your digitalisation journey. Are you using software to do that?
Yeah, we use some analytics packages in the back of what we're doing. So we've got our advisory group with the economics group within it as well, to help track where this fits within projects and how we develop it. But building that framework of how we do it, but to a certain extent convincing some clients to do it for the entirety of it. So, because at the moment, the digital engineering, the responsibility for it and what comes across to clients is quite all over, it's all over the shop, depending on their maturity. I'm a firm believer that all of the digital assets, like the physical assets, need to be owned by the client. They need to be in control of what that is, because it's their dollars and their future in relation to it. The consultant and for instance BAE and Raytheon, but they'll change as well over time in relation to it. So the consistency is the owner of the asset.
It's clear that this is emerging, evolving technology and seems most suitable to millennials and those that haven't yet been born. What advice have you got for managers, current managers who will evolve the defence industry and may fear this as something they don't really understand? What advice have you really got to make sure we optimise the use of this in defence?
This is a little bit of a culture change, but it's identifying, for the senior guys, it's identifying the benefit and why they don't have to be the ones who use it. We can give them a simple dashboard that that's what they look at. So, because realistically, the senior managers, they need certain information, they don't need all of it, so they're not using a lot of the functionality potentially of it. But it's something which, if you look at I think it was the third slide that I had up there, we from 1980 to now, we've actually reduced productivity within construction by 20%. And our infrastructure spend over the next 10, 15 years, it's skyrocketing. As the projects get bigger, which we've already spoken about, as they get bigger and bigger and the dollar values get bigger, that inefficiency will start getting multiplied unless we do something different. So for longevity of their career, so do they want to be in the top right hand box where they're 200% over time, 200% over budget, or do they want to be starting to get down to that bottom left and at least being close to that delivery on time and budget? Because that's really what this is about. It's economic dollars at the end of it. The trick is how do we actually, and this is where tracking the project through, is how do we start tracking those economics? Because at the end of the day, dollars is the thing which actually convinces people. The other one on the safety side in relation to it, with the safety laws and regulations now, half the stuff that will keep the board up at night is, are we going to go to jail because of there's a death on site and negligence? So having that better information, so where you know exactly that person's got a high risk, that one's too risk averse. How do we get them back on the platform? Does that help?
Yeah.
What's your compatibility like with other platforms? So BAE have drawn their digital twin for the Type 26.
Yep.
Can this integrate into that or vice versa?
Yeah, depending on what it is. It's where one of the nice things about Unity, it's we're sort of agnostic on anything.
Yeah.
So far there's been a few which have been a little bit more challenging, but our programmers have managed to bring everything that we've tackled so far across. As soon as we're and our process of bringing it across is work out what the format, how do we bring it across, and then how do we automate that process. So, because the goal is for us to automate it to make it as simple as we can. So it's the programmer doesn't want to be doing the same thing day after day. Open source is great. I've seen this conversation around open source and ownership data and everything go around a fair few times over the last how many years. But open source, it will be pushing back into it. So, because if they don't talk to each other, so the broader clients will stop actually using the closed off systems. So within the asset management realm, so there's SOP which is fairly closed off, but they're starting to see a bit more of a push toward Maximo where it's all open source, the APIs are online, you can go look up Maximo APIs for drawing information out or pushing information in. It's all there, so you don't have to go searching very hard for it, and then you can program to link whatever you want out of your programs into that.
Rohan, I want to thank you. I think the one message I got from listening to Rohan's talk today was no matter what you do, whether it's steel fabrication, Michael, whether it's organisation design, if you're not producing the digital twin of what it is you do, you are not where you need to be. If you make something tangible or abstract, you can produce the digital twin. The Prime is going to be requiring, probably, I'm not sure, contractually, must you deliver a digital twin of each frigate as you deliver them? Mm-hmm. Yeah? So contractually, we are now in a position, we first heard this discussion 2 years ago at this Defence PNE by Siemens. And what they showed us 2 years ago was how they had produced the digital twin of the new aircraft carrier delivered to the United States. That's how old this technology is. Siemens produced the digital twin of the aircraft carrier before the aircraft carrier physically was delivered. So the crew could train on the digital twin of the aircraft carrier before they actually got onto the aircraft carrier. But that's not the end. It's not just in the construction phase. Once BAE Systems delivers its frigate to the Commonwealth, through life support will require the parallel twinning of the asset for the life of the asset. It's going to be an ongoing task to use the twin to upgrade the actual ship before the ship is upgraded, and then it's a bootstrapping process through the life of the asset. So the message from Rohan, for me and for everybody in this room, should be no matter what you do, if you don't yet understand how to produce the digital twin of what you do, you better learn fast, because that's what people like BAE Systems are going to require when they build their frigate. So I want to thank you very much for this talk today. We're going to break for a little while for afternoon tea, so thank you very much.
The list is okay. You'll be sad. It's a shame.
Developing the software.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what
Used
they're
that
based it on,
one as
but
well.
we've had them pretty strong. Still yeah. So you basically just take that off. And then put the obviously make the 5 big. I wouldn't say they 5 changes. Radar, a combat system, and they said that the AWD. I know, just a couple of other tweets. They're quite significant.
Can I ask a question or two?
Yeah, sure, mate.
My name's James Mills.
G'day, Chris. Nice to meet you.
Years ago, I created the placement program for Defenders Businesses. I'm wondering whether you guys are thinking of recruiting via those sorts of placements. My son's over here. He's doing what's he doing? Aeronautical engineering.
Cool. Yeah.
Interesting. And some of his mates haven't got placements yet.
Yeah.
So, and they're in 4th, and they can't complete their degree. Bunch of time and then wanting to get jobs.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious as to whether you want to investigate that as a risk.
Yeah, I'll ask our guys. We've tripled our graduate intake for the last 2 years. So, but in terms of the specific placement programs and how they're operating, I'll check.
I'm just wondering whether you have a strategy overall.
Yeah.
Because when I was running the programs, people were recruiting them for
Yeah.
So you get them on a placement at the end of second year or the end of third year.
Yeah.
And then set a program.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that, then you're doing it. You don't.
I'll check with our HR guys. You got a card?
So, because if we get to the stage, like we're at the stage now, where where these guys are going to get into the program, and then replace it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you guys need to do freeze. What I'm suggesting here is that if you guys set up a program that integrates your university here across the country, that's target school.
knowledge transfer.
You should be able to get anywhere.
Almost through. And all of those, and all of those things on the table when we're talking. So types of discussions we're having in that college as well, how we coordinate some of these things with the rather than having 6 different interfaces.
So what did you do in politics? Who were you with? I was different parties in 2007.
I did, yeah. No, it's a long time ago. We always brought that up. Yeah, I worked for John Austin and Rob County.
Yeah, so it's a fascinating conversation. We do need to actually
Whenever it is.
Yeah.
He's good, right?
So, all right. So have a chat. I think that if you guys are going to be in shiny, then all your suppliers could do the same thing. If you run the program, then you can put the sense in doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll check and get back.
Well, they get called up in the scheme of things that are changing the shift. But then you look at the figures of what it is, it's pretty average now anyway. So better energy plus it also keeps it at more time which means we other jobs
Ongoing benefits.
Yeah.
Looking for companies how we can present those solutions. Okay. So, what I'll do is sure.